Hi everyone, this is Riza with Full Awakening, and today is Thursday, so I have for you your weekly golden nugget. And today we have kind of an exciting golden nugget, and an interesting card that we pulled that I will show you in a moment that relates to the theme. So I just did a reading for the collective and more specifically for those who will be joining us here and watching this video in the next week or so. And I want to first read you the poem that I channeled in as my way of anchoring the energies that Spirit was bringing me. So I do this every week, and this is what I also do as my method for working with clients. And any of the work that I do, I find it's really helpful to write some poem or piece of writing down that anchors the vision that I received, and then I can go more deeply into the vision afterwards. So let's start with that. The title of this is, as the title of this golden nugget is, What Do You Create? So here we go. The unseen hand grasping at your throat, demanding to know, what do you create? And you don't know what to say. So the fingers tighten and the expression contracts. What do you create? Do you create from your hopes, your fears, your grief, your longing? No, not this alone. You create to express beauty. You create to bring life into form in all its messy ways. You create to answer questions. You create to find truth you had long forgotten. For this is who you are, and you need no one to demand your identity for it to be proven. You are a creator, and always have been and always will be. So the question remains, what will you create? I thought this was a beautiful, beautiful piece of advice and insight. What was really interesting about it was that, you know, for me, usually the visions that I get, it's sort of like a silent pantomime. I see it usually as a hologram that's in the center of my activated space. And it usually doesn't involve me, although being physically empathic, I usually feel whatever's happening. But it's almost like watching a silent movie. And this time I was really pulled inside the vision to the point where the unseen hand that was grabbing at my throat and asking this question, what do you create, felt both like something I was observing as well as something that was happening to me directly. And I think that that sort of shows this overall feeling of this hand that's demanding to know, this voice that's demanding to know, what do you create, in this insistent sort of way, is not embodied. It's not a being necessarily. It's not even necessarily something that's other than me. It's almost a voice that comes up from deep inside of me, that's a part of my own creative process. And I think this is a great question as we come into a place where those of us involved in transformative healing work, transformative consciousness, evolution work, whatever you want to call it, those of us who are riding this wave and sort of trailblazing the way for others in the collective consciousness to come, we're standing at this precipice in which there are so many options. There are so many ways that we can create and exercise our creator will on society and on ourselves and each other and our community. And what does that look like? And what does it mean? And how does it fit or not fit into this general paradigm of money and business and these old sort of systems that are currently crumbling, but which we still live inside of, right? Or live alongside of. I see a lot of struggle out there because people are coming into their own. They want to be free. They want to express their freedom. They want to know how to be in alignment and to be working towards their freedom and the collective freedom. And so creation is naturally a part of this uncharted territory that we find ourselves in now. There's this beautiful, beautiful energy attunement that Paul Selig shared on Beyond the Ordinary with John Burgess. Wow, that was a lot of words that my brain almost wasn't going to remember, but I think I did a good job. I think I got everyone's name right. I was listening to this broadcast the other day, and there's this beautiful part where he says, you know, knowing how to express, knowing how to serve truth in our own way is more about how we are how we be than how we do. And I love this idea that it's kind of, it's not irrelevant what we do. Of course, it hugely impacts us and how our hearts feel, what we do in the world. And we should all be striving to use our time in a way that feeds our soul, right? But much more importantly than the exact product that we create in the world that is ourselves expressed in the world is the energy that we're able to carry throughout our day, how much love we're able to feel for ourselves and others and the earth, how much connection we're able to cultivate, how much peace we're able to hold in the face of great crisis and distress. So that is sort of a vein that's weaving its way through this reading. And now I'm going to bring in this card that I picked because I think this card brings in another facet that's really important. So the card that we picked today was Temperance. It's part of the Major Arcana, card number 14. And yes, it's all backwards in the camera. But so Temperance is all about balance and alchemy. Look at how happy this woman is. She's so happy. She's dumping water and catching fire that is maybe a bird. Who knows? The card is about alchemy, and it's about balance. And the thing is about creation, and the thing about balance is, first of all, is that we strive for balance. We desire balance, but balance is a moving target. Balance is something that's it's like a fairy lightly touching on the top of a flower. It just happens for a second, right? There's nothing in this world that is perfectly balanced all the time. If it's a living thing, it's in constant flux, it's constantly changing. So our ability to search for balance is like our journey towards truth. It's maybe something that we're never going to hold the totality of, but we can touch it and we can feel it and we can taste it. And there's this moment of supreme delight when we fall into this place of balance. And so the way that this has been working through my life is I have been, striving really hard to bring a really beautiful product that is a expression of my 20 years of journey with spirit to you, to my audience, to my community, to make my life feel like I'm doing as much as I can to contribute to the greatest good and contribute to this great wheel of transformation that's happening on the planet. I want to show up. I want to be visible. I want to do everything I can. And using the modern technologies that we have, I can reach a broader audience and many number of places and infinite numbers of places where internet exists in the world. And that's very exciting. But it also means that I work really hard sometimes, harder than is healthy for my body, for my mind, for my heart, for my family, right? And so I know that I'm preaching to the choir here. I know all of us do this. When we get really passionate about something, we dive full force into it, and we maybe work ourselves a little bit too hard, expressing for the greater good. But we need to find that balance where we're expressing for our inner good as well. I'm being reminded right now of Lee Harris and his beautiful teaching around the big R and the little r. And we feel that responsibility for the world, but it has to be balanced with the responsibility that we feel for ourselves. And so in this, I'm going to say this Temperance card and this idea of what do you create, I think should be balanced. The idea is balance in creation, that we create for ourselves and we create for others. And in that way, we create something that is balanced and juicy and grounded, and the person who's creating it has to consistently be nourishing themselves, whether it's through the creation that they're sharing with others or through creation that's just personal. And so I don't know if I can show you guys this because it's in a dark part of the house where I don't have any light. We'll see. Oop, yep. I probably should turn that light on. And I have this little art station set up that's like a little kid, like I got it free in the alley, a little kid plastic table that I sit at, and I do drawing and watercolor, and I have it right in my room where we eat. And it's just a lovely addition to my home. And so I've been feeling really daily nourished by this, almost more than journal writing, more than meditation even, is this active process of creating something that's just for me. And so I encourage you in this next little while to to do this, to do some form of creation that's just for you, that's just about expressing beauty, that's just about exercising those creator pipes inside of you and bringing something into life, into form, and seeing that you can, and seeing that it's part of your inheritance as God in form, to create, and to create beauty, to create joy, to express beauty in the world, to see beauty in the world. Okay, that is my advice for this week. I hope you guys are well, and I hope this message finds you well. Sending my love and gratitude for who you are, and what you bring to this needful earth. Thank you.